Okay. Hello, hello. This is Mistress Blunt, and I am here with the incredible Zuri Love. How
Hello.
are how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, beautiful?
I am so excited to chat with you. I would love if you could introduce yourself and what you do for folks.
Okay, sure. I'm Azuri Love. I live in Oakland now, Oakland, California, and I am a full service escort and porn person. I make content and I get taken out by your dad.
Love it. And your dad loves me.
Yes.
And like from my understanding, like you're kinky. You're a kinky person.
Yes, I'm a very kinky person. I am a switch, so I both will submit and also fuck you in the butt.
And yeah, okay, I would love to start with talking about it. Like, what does being a switch mean to you? And like, what do you enjoy about being a switch?
To me, it means being versatile. Like I can do both, and it's not really something that's extreme for me. Um, because personally, I'm subleaning,
Mhm.
but it depends on what the person. Depends on what the person. When it comes to the other side, the dominant side, I'm like, yes,
Give me more of
please
this.
give me more of this, please. So the sub part is sweet, like not well, I guess people call me innocent because I have an innocent looking face, I smile,
An
I'm cute,
angel.
I'm an angel, but and then you switch to the other side and I'm only 5'2", but apparently I have an intimidating presence.
You can pack a punch. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think I've
pack a
seen a
punch.
little bit of both sides of you.
Yeah, definitely. So for me, I think it's a beautiful combination of both for me
Yeah.
personally.
That makes sense. And I personally feel like switches make the best tops. And I also I talk about this, but people I feel like I don't hear like a lot of like pro doms or doms talking about being a switch. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I
Yeah,
can switch. Like I can take it just as much as I can receive it. Do I do
it,
it often? No. Do I
yeah.
trust people to do it to me? Not often.
No, not often. It takes a really special, I think, person, or
Yeah.
that chemistry with someone to have someone taught me because I
Yeah.
don't let everyone taught me. And even though I am subleaning, it really depends on the person. So, word to everyone else looking at this.
And yeah, I guess that's a question that I kind of have because I
Mhm.
feel like when I think of like more cis het sex with like a femme presenting person as the receptive person in that sex, I feel like there's so many kinky elements to what's happening in that dynamic
Right.
that's not talked about. So I guess my question for you is as someone who maybe leans a little bit more to the submissive side and offers professional sessions that sound like are both like kind of like GFE and more vanilla and maybe offering some more kinky services as well. How do you kind of navigate that with people?
I navigate that mostly by sending them to my kink page on my website, which has all that information on there, which I need to update a little bit once I get those pictures taken. So
Yes.
yeah, I definitely navigate them there, and we can also talk about it if need be, of course, in like a discreet place, with some encrypted messages. So yeah, or over the phone, which is even better. But yeah, I direct them there, and it has my submissive tendencies on one side, and then my dominant tendencies on the other side. So
There you go. What are your favorite things as I'm going to ask both, but to start with as a sub, what like
I
would your dream session look like?
Hmm. My dream session would look like someone taking me out to dinner and I'm plugged up, have a vibrator, and um, have clamps, and am wearing not a super short dress, but short enough to, leave some imagination. And yeah, do that with someone and
A little bit of the tease and the denial and the flirtation over dinner is always so fun.
hmm also car stuff.
Mm. Okay, so like a little bit public play exhibitionist.
Yeah, but mostly at night. And definitely in places where no one can be around for this. Like, no,
Right.
I'm very adamant about that.
Yeah. So like there's like kind of the idea that someone might be there.
Mhm. Yeah, the idea, but for the most part, I'm a let's not get arrested and also be gross about doing things in public places
With
because
other people.
there
Yeah.
be children and humans about, and they're not giving me that consent to see me. So
Right. I
yeah.
think that's an important part with exhibitionism in public play. When I offer like some light public play with people, but it's always very subtle. Like I feel like
Yes.
there's so much of flirtation that can be like pulled apart into this like exhibitionist, gentle humiliation type of way of like
Yeah.
being seen and it feeling like other people are kind of in on the in on it when they don't
Mhm.
necessarily even have any idea, which is usually good.
Yes, which is good because it's like mind your business. Like,
Yeah.
like I like the subtlety. Perfect example of subtlety for me, like as a sub, is like if like my dominant is like keeping their hand in the back of my neck as we're walking, and I have like a collar on, like that's something where I'm like, I feel I feel special, and also it's in public, but no one, is really they could pick up on it or they don't,
Right. It's not
which is
like, yeah.
out.
I think that's an important part of it too. And like also so fun. It's like the things that keep you in that headspace and the subtle ways that you can bring play into a DS relationship are really fun. I
Yes,
and like there can be like code words or ways of interacting or just like knowing like
exactly.
we're gonna go get a milkshake before daddy beats the shit out of you when we get home. And just knowing that when you go out is very fun.
It is really fun. I
Uh,
miss that.
yeah. Yeah. What this is,
For,
well, go ahead.
no, no, I forgot what I was going to say. Honestly, continue.
I was gonna then ask, what about as a dom? Like, what are you mentioned that you're looking forward to doing a photo shoot with a little bit of a strap on and a more like dominant Zuri. And I like would love to hear you talk about who that person is, who that persona is that you want to like step into and like what would you be really excited to do?
Well, for that, I'm really excited to showcase like more of me, like actually like having that dominant side because most people see me as like soft, like
Right.
submissive, and I am soft, but at the same time, I'm like, I can be soft, but I also tie you down, blindfold you, cover you in oil, and probably rub myself all over you until you come. Like,
Yes, the sensual domination. I feel like so there's so much there that can happen just like between two bodies and playing with
exactly,
power dynamics in that way.
exactly. And I like to talk. So, like, here, like, I love like talking, like, and like, essential, but also very dirty way to like my subbies because one, it's hot, and two, I love knowing that I have that power over them, but they also have the power because they're the ones who are submitting themselves to me. So,
Right. And
and
yeah, and like the things that you're saying are the things that are getting them going. It's something that I think about a lot of like I've had subs who are like, I don't want to top from the bottom, so I don't want to tell you what I want. Do whatever you want. I'm like,
mhm,
A, no.
yeah,
B, you do know what you want. You just don't want to tell me. And I don't like to work, so fucking give it to me.
right. I'm not a mind reader.
Right.
Like you have to tell me something.
And it's like a gift. It's like as a sadist and as a top, it's like I like to take the things that someone is interested in and like spin a fucking web, like an erotic web that like consumes them for like the time of our session and like leaves them transformed is the like
Exactly.
the ideal. And without that, I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to spin this fantasy out of?
Right. I can't spit it out of nothing. Like you have to I want to hear the fantasies. I want to hear what they want because that's so beautiful to hear. Like and to give that to someone and to see the pleasure on their face and feel the pleasure on their body is just it gives me the most immense feeling of kinky joy.
Yeah. And
Yeah. And as a kid,
there's so much you can do with no toys too, which I think like I feel like when people think about BDSM, they think of like which like black leather, whips, hot.
yeah.
Those are two of my favorite things. And like, but all of the implements that accompany like a dominatrix's dungeon when you're like
Yes.
going into the dungeon for a BDSM session. But like what I think is so not talked about enough and underappreciated is how much you can do with the psyche. And that's why I love the like femdom GFV dynamic of like,
Mm,
I'm going to rub my body all over you till you come. Like there might be rope, there might not, but you're going to stay right where I tell you to. And like, you're not going to come until I tell you to. Like there
exactly.
you don't need anything besides your voice and your body. And like
Mhm.
I'm also a very vocal top. And it's so fun figuring out like what that one key phrase is that they're like, oh, stop or I'm gonna come. Like, please,
Yeah.
like it's too
I
much, it's too good.
ooh, I love that. I found that out with one of my actually with one of my exes. It wasn't necessarily like I'm not going to say what I said, but because that's our business. I don't want to be. I like he can suck it, but I'm not going to be a bitch about this. Anyways, he's not going to see this anyways. He doesn't follow me, as far as I know. If you're seeing this and you watch this, now you know. Anyways, yeah. That man was like hard whenever I was in the room with him, like not doing anything, like or even just getting into his car. I look over immediately, just
Hello.
hello, hi. So, and he was a switch too. So I definitely dominated him as well. And I think his trigger was definitely me like talking to him while I
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Hot. So and like it's like I love to feel the effect that I have over someone is one of my favorite things about kink.
Yes.
And yeah, I had a submissive who fuck it, I'll say what his trigger word was, but um he he had a hard time getting it up with other women, which oftentimes I think it can be like a myriad of different reasons and
Yeah.
like no shame, no anything, but I think it was because he was having vanilla sex. Like
Oh,
yeah, and I was like
yeah.
no wonder. But like one of the things that we were saying is like we would be fucking and just like every 3 seconds he was like about to come and would have to stop and he didn't have permission to come. So he had to say like every 3 sections seconds it was punctuated by like please stop or I'll come, please stop or I'll come, please stop or I'll come over and over again. And I would be like, oh, like you had trouble getting it up before and now you're a premature ejaculator, aren't you? And he would just like have to like stop everything and like cool off and like think about football. And it was just like the power of us playing with that and like pointing it out in our play was so erotic and like
Yes. That's
talking
it.
about all the things he would do for me but wouldn't do for other people. It was very sexy.
That is the most sexiest thing I have ever heard in a while. Like in a good while. That is so fucking hot. I love that.
And I think what's so fun about what we do is because right and like the like being able to be with someone in person is like you get
Mhm.
to or even just like in these online experiences one-on-one is you get to tailor it to someone's specific fantasies because like
Right?
it's fun to watch porn but I think it's like more fun to figure out like what it is for you that really gets you going. And maybe you can find
Yes.
it in like a clip. Like I know when I was watching porn, I would like find like 3 seconds of someone saying something and I'm like, yes, now let me loop that and circle it and never listen to anything else.
I love that. Oh my God. Yes. And vote when it comes to like vocal things, it's very pleasing to my ears. So I definitely have things where I listen to like certain clips of people speaking like specific things over and over again. For perfect example, the man that I like and want to call my boyfriend, I have a clip of him saying something specific where I'm like, well, this is basically like a um jerk off instruction.
I know,
I'm going to
even if there's no instruction for jerking off, you're like, it's doing that for me.
Yeah, and one of them is basically he's counting down.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, it is. Yeah. Cool, cool,
yeah,
cool.
for me to come. And I'm like, so
That's
yes,
so hot. That's like one of the hottest things that I've heard. I love a jerk off instructional, and like I've been having a lot of fun in the pandemic having like online virtual kinky sessions
like
with people and like Skype shows, and just like I've done a few boot shows and a few jerk off instructionals, and like even just talking with people, but just like
yeah,
that one-on-one connection is something that I really, really miss in like being in quarantine.
yeah, the same because I was supposed to see one of my subs actually, but some things happened with his health, so we had to postpone, and then COVID hit,
Ugh,
like, and then it had to postpone again because COVID scare,
right.
and then
I
then actual COVID. Yeah,
it's
luckily he's
so
fine.
hard. Yeah, I was supposed to see one of my favorite subs. He was flying me out to visit him, and we just kept postponing it because COVID. He like left like a month before COVID hit, and we were supposed to see each other the next month in Hawaii, and it just like kept getting postponed, and we're like, oh, maybe in 3 months, oh, maybe in 4 months, and then I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to see you again, but I think
Fuck.
um we're both finally vaccinated, and will maybe hopefully be in the same country soon, so I'm very excited for that. But it's like, oh, like a year of keeping it up. Speak of keeping it up, like keeping up those dynamics when you can't see people, or like when there are any of these like tech barriers or frustrations. But
It's wild. Like it's extremely wild just how much COVID has like just completely obliterated people being able to interact safely. And it's going to be like this for a while even though everyone's getting vaccinated. We're not out of the woods yet because we
yeah,
still have to have we're going to have booster shots by the hopefully by the time fall hits, because otherwise it's going to get out of control again, and I don't want to have to start all over, and no one else does either.
no, it's been too long. The caution fatigue is just exhausting, and like I need everyone to do their fucking part because I need to go to orgies and spit in my friends' mouths. So
Exactly.
that's my PSA.
Yeah, I need to be able to kiss all the femmes and all the women that I've been flirting with and like really just want to make out with, and I'm gay, okay? Like I'm queer as hell. Like I want to make out.
I know. This has been Mistress Blood and Zuri Love with a PSA for your health. Please take precautions, wear your mask, get your vaccine so we can make out with women.
Exactly. Like please. This has been a PSA. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Honestly, I think it's persuasive public health information.
I agree. Wear your fucking masks, wash your hands whenever you leave and come back to the house. Use the hand sanitizer and stop being up on people's asses in the grocery store and on
Uh,
the street and at the airport, please.
Truly. Let's just get it done and go back to
The new normal.
the new normal. Yeah, there we go.
Because the new normal,
Speak
because I've already been spacing myself apart from people my entire life because I don't like people being near me.
Honestly, same. I feel like I am very much an introvert, which often surprises people when they hear that because I have like a very dominant public persona, but I'm like it takes so much energy to occupy that space in public rather than just like in like one-on-one intimate experiences that I'm just um I also feel like I'm very perceptive in social situations, which makes social
Yes.
situations awful.
Yes, agreed. I'm very perceptive and like I'm the watcher. Like I pick up on things and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to feel this. This is what
I
I
don't want
don't
to know
want
that.
outside. Like this is why I don't interact with people in public because I'm feeling the trash energy and I don't like it.
Well, in some post COVID ish, whatever language you want to call that, new future, what are you, Zuri, most looking forward to? Where do you want to travel to? What kind of session do you want? If someone were to like whisk you off and take you somewhere, what would the like most glorious iteration of that look like after like this year and a half of being not able to do that?
Oh God, I'm gonna manifest the fuck out of this now
Yes,
as I
give it
say
to me.
this.
Ready? I'm gonna like rub
Yeah,
my titties for good luck. Let's manifest this.
cities.
Yes,
Oh my
the
God.
titties.
Let me think. Okay. I want to be flown out first class, business class to either Hawaii. I really miss Hawaii, and I just or
That was
uh,
good.
or I'm trying to think. It's not in the U.S. Like, well, technically, you know. Um, this is really hard because I have a lot of places I want to go. Fuck. But if I could choose like my favorite that's like international, I'd love to go to like Jamaica or the Caribbean
Mm,
and go swimming and
beautiful.
be on the beach in the sand in some pretty bikinis showing off my hot bod.
Yes, you do look great in a bikini. Can confirm.
Thanks.
The
Silly.
titties. Damn.
When we both have huge, zangas.
Yes, our marketing. Here is our marketing.
Like you can't see mine, but you can tell that they're there.
They are there.
Like, when you have G's,
Yes.
don't wear bras.
Yeah, somewhere tropical would be so nice. I know before the pandemic, I went to Martinique, one of the islands,
Ooh.
and it was so beautiful and just like I loved the mix of like beach and rainforest, right? Like right
Mhm.
side by side. And it was just so relaxing. And I got a massage and like this really beautiful like tree house where there were like little fish nibbling your toes. And I was like, I want to talk to my fish
Yes.
friends again. I want them to nibble
OMG.
my toes.
Yes. Now I remember the place that I really want to go. Bali.
Yes.
Yeah.
Manifest it.
I
You
am. I'm gonna
heard
light
it
a
here.
candle up. I'm gonna light a candle
Yes.
after this. Like shit.
Yeah. I've never been to Bali. I would love to go to Bali or is on my list as well as Iceland. Two very different spaces.
Same. I want to
Very
go to Iceland so bad.
yeah.
That's on my list too. That and Vienna, because Austria.
Three candles. Um and what okay, so you're talking about doing this photo shoot with a strap on and like to show a little bit more of like top energy Zuri.
Yeah.
What what do you like about fucking men in the ass is like my first question followed up by like what like do you use an honorific when you top? Like tell me a little I want to hear a little bit more about you as a top.
Um. For when I top in terms of like with fucking men in the butt, what I like most, I think I like most is like the sounds they make, honestly, like when I first like slide it in. Um
Yeah.
and just the way their back looks when they're arched.
Yes. And you're like pulling them into you.
Yeah, and you're pulling them into you, like the way that like I love butts. So like I love the way that their butts move, like the way they feel in my hands, like hips grasping onto that. I love it when they look back at me and are like, oh my God, like I cannot believe like this 5'2", like sweet looking black femme is fucking the shit out of my ass with this big ass dildo. Like, holy shit.
I love when they can take a little bit more than they think
Mhm.
they can, and they're like,
Right.
oh my God. And it's just like the best experience in their sex life. It's just like,
Yeah,
because everyone should fucking explore anal. It's great.
exactly. Like
And
I've never
you're
seen
missing
a man
out
come
if
so
you don't
hard.
do it.
Like I've never seen a man come so hard from anal. Like, because at
Yes.
one point I was fucking this man on his back and was jerking him off, and like he came so fucking hard, like it spurted like all over the place and all over him, and I'm just staring down at him like,
You're like, yes, I did that.
did that feel good?
Did you
Because
like that?
yeah,
It
because your
looks like
eyes
you
are
liked
cold in
it.
the back of your head.
They're there.
Pat pat, good job.
I love that. Well, I for one would love to double team someone with you. I think sounds like
Please,
a lot of fun.
yes, please, let's do it.
Well, we can light a fourth candle for that
Yeah,
one.
definitely a fourth candle. Yes, I want that to happen. That would be so.
I have had before the pandemic, I had a really fun strap-on orgy with like a bunch of my dom friends, which was super fun. And
Yeah,
like just like turning someone into a complete slut, like objectification, like you are just a hole for me was so fun. And then I also had a goodbye party for my footstool who moved away, the one who I was going to meet up with, and there were 14 doms there,
holy shit.
and he hadn't met more than 3 of us before, and I had him spend 2 minutes kissing each dom's foot. And then after the first circle, he had to remember everyone's name throughout the whole thing. And then by the end of it, it was a 4-hour scene. By the end of it, he had to do it with his eyes while blindfolded,
Mhm.
just by figuring out whose foot it was. And he did it with 100% accuracy. I kid you not. He is like one
Wow,
of my favorites. I have never been so impressed with someone's fetish, and like his ability to like, it's like it was like tasting notes of our feet. Yeah.
that's amazing.
I was like, you are dedicated
Wow,
to the fetish.
that's fucking awesome. He's dedicated. Wow. We need people like that.
I know. I was like, you love feet so much. It's so beautiful. Like, I wish I loved anything as much as you love feet.
Damn. Oh my fuck, that is intense.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Thank you. It was really, really fun. And I was just like, I don't even know if I know everyone's name here. I'm bad with names.
I can be
And
bad with names sometimes, yeah. Like for the most part, my memory is like, yeah, it's okay. And then sometimes I'm like, oh God, I forgot their name. Oh God, what do I do? I feel bad. No. But it's okay. We
but
deal
it's
with it.
just go with slut.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. I don't have any more questions right now other than just like when will we be able to do a group scene? Because that sounds so fun. But was there anything else you wanted to add about what you're looking forward to or where people can find you online?
Well, I'm looking forward to the world getting vaccinated
Yes.
and things going back to what we now need to call the new normal. I'm also excited to be traveling more since I'm fully vaccinated.
Yay.
So yeah, if anybody wants to find me or fly me out, come see me in the SF Bay Area, you can find me at zurilove.com. My Twitter name is Zurilove. That's spelled ZURIL0VE. You
Awesome. And
can
if
also
you're,
follow me on OnlyFans.
yes, Zoe Love as well.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it's what is it? It's actually onlyfans.com/Zuri.
Nice. And if you'd like to find me, I'm at Mistress Blunt on Instagram and Twitter until I maybe get deleted. I am on TikTok too, but I'm on my 4th account, so I don't know the username. And you can find me at mistressblunt.com or onlyfans.com/mistressblunt, where I enjoy training submissives up to my impeccable standards.
Yes. She
Well,
is amazing. Book Mr. Splint, please. I
Book
also
us, book us
enjoy,
both.
yes, book us both. I am like the kinky GFE who you can take out to dinner, but also smoke weed and play video games with at a fancy hotel. You too.
Literally, what could be better? That sounds like a dream date.
Oh, yes. I want my cabin date in the woods with video
Your
games,
Switch.
weed, my Switch.
You're switching a Switch.
Yeah, my Switch and a Switch. Yes, exactly. You know.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I can't wait to hang out with you, smoke another blunt with you, dance with you, and maybe tag team some lucky fucker.
Yes, I
Okay.
think that's going to be amazing. Lighting a candle. Many
Yes.
candles.
Go light my candle too. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for tuning in.